So here it is, Nancy's first ever backpacking trip. It took me 10 years to convince her to come backpacking with me, and this is it, on a perfect day, doing a portion of the Loyalsock-Link Loop backpacking trail. And we're starting out on the Loyalsock Trail at the Iron Bridge. Hopefully camping at Soens Pond tonight. Not a lot of mileage. Trying to get her to like backpacking. So the first section of the hike is actually up Rock Run Road. So you climb this a little bit and then you cross over onto Loyalsock Trail, get into the woods, which will be the remainder of the hike, crossing this road one more time. So leaving the road pretty much at mile 55 of the Loyalsock Trail. So the first section of the Loyalsock Trail, after you leave the road, is pretty much a steady incline. Beautiful fern fields. In and out of the sun. Will ultimately come to a steeper, rocky scramble to get up right by the bear cave. But pretty much it's just a steady, gradual incline in beautiful forest. So we're heading uphill on the Loyalsock Trail still. As any videographer knows who goes backpacking, the camera never does justice to the steepness of the terrain. But it is a rather steady, steep incline on the way to Soens Pond. How is it that ferns grow so well at nature on their own? No one to water them, gets through the rough droughts, and looks lush and beautiful. Pretty impressive fern field. So here comes the slightly little rockier section with the scramble coming up. And if my memory serves me correctly, the perfect bear den cave, which we'll leave alone, but just a really cool area.
Which way? Up to the right?
Yes, up to the right.
So is this right?
Here's the, no, that's not the cave.
What?
That's not the cave. Or maybe that was. Just beautiful rock formations.
It might be here. Is this it?
Yeah. All right, you found the cave.
Oh, great. I'm just going to keep talking and keep moving.
So if you were a bear, wouldn't you like to live in there?
Yeah, I've seen your wife move
At
so
least for
fast.
the winter. So in my opinion, I think this area is one of the most fun parts of this hike on the Loyalsock Trail. It's really the only part that's somewhat scrambly, definitely rocky, but very beautiful and very interesting. So after a pretty calm, relatively flat walk in the woods, pretty nice trail, Pennsylvania, so it's rocky. You come down to this little rocky decline where you cross Rock Run Road for the second time. And just beyond that should be more of the Loyalsock Trail to the northeast corner of Soens Pond. Okay, so splitting off the Loyalsock Trail to the various campsites, camping areas by Soens Pond. Wow, this is quite spectacular.
Oh, there's a fire pit.
A lot of flat places to put the tent. tent is set up in one of the most idyllic spots I think I've ever camped out in. Overlooking Soens Pond, really nice breeze coming off the pond. That'll be the direction of the sunset tonight. Not bad. And people clearly have camped out here before because the fire ring seating is right here, and even left some logs for us. Hopefully they're not too waterlogged. So we can have a little fire tonight. Ooh. We won't show that though. We definitely will not show Nancy that snake. Okay, throw number 1 for bear bag hanging. Success! 1 for 1. Okay, so I like to put my scented items inside a Cuban fiber bag, and inside the Cuban fiber bag I use an odor-proof sack, plastic sack, to cut down on odors so that the bears don't get curious about where I've hung my bear bag. And let's see if this one will work. That should be good. So we're going for a little day hike. We set up camp on the northeastern shore of Soens Pond. Now we're heading north on the Loyalsock Trail, maybe up to Ann's Bridge. Maybe not, we'll see. But really cool, very deep backwoods experience on this section of the Loyalsock Trail, north of Soens Pond. So we hiked down to, or up to Ann's Bridge from Soens Pond, and that really wasn't anything to write home about, or I would have filmed it. But here's a nice little rocky incline coming back from Ann's Bridge, heading south back to Soens Pond. We went for a little day hike, but also I was kind of hopeful of finding some more running water, but it's so bone dry out here. I think I'm gonna have to filter some water from the pond, which is not ideal, but certainly doable. Beautiful hike through these woods though. We did meet one other couple, young couple, coming in the opposite direction, probably gonna camp out at Soens Pond too. And it is her first night out backpacking also. So kind of a cool coincidence. So here's some typical terrain between Ann's Bridge and Soens Pond. Usually pretty marshy area, but since it's been so dry, this is probably about as dry as it gets. Just a really easy area to walk through, and a really beautiful area. Just a really beautiful area.
10.
Okay, it's Saturday morning, August 22nd, 2020. Great night camping out at Soens Pond. Now we're hiking back south on the Loyalsock Trail to the Steel Bridge, and we'll be camping out by next to Loyalsock Creek tonight. Another beautiful day in the forest. The cave,
Okay, I don't want to look at that.
the Bear Den Cave. In a mini cave.
No, that's a huge cave. That's spooky. Keep moving.
Back in our favorite fern field. So we passed the Iron Bridge, hiking west on the Link Trail, which since a portion of the Link Trail was washed away in a storm a couple years ago, it now switchbacks up this very steep hill. The blue down there is the Loyalsock Creek. We just climbed up on probably a series of 3 switchbacks. This will take us up to Route 154. We'll hike on the road for a little bit, and then we drop back down to the creek. Okay, so day 2 on the Link Trail, the idyllic campsite number 2. fire ring, our tent. Tonight we're a little smarter. We're going to keep our backpacks out of the tent, hanging up on this line. And the Loyalsock Creek is right here. And we're going to go in it right now. Coming? Okay. You get a little dip in the Loyalsock Creek. Oh yes, nice cool dip in the Loyalsock Creek. 2 sour ales, one from Colorado. Wheels goes round. A nice raspberry and lemon gosa. And from Maryland, Tall Tales, Wild Berry Liquid Denial, Blackberry and Strawberry Sour Ale. Oh my God. So delicious. And this creek water is just perfect temperature right opposite our campsite.
Cheers.
Second night of the trip, right alongside the Loyalsock Creek, which we got some good swimming in this afternoon. And it's also the site of our campsite, right along the creek. A pre-existing campsite, otherwise we definitely would not have camped here. Nice fire ring, already set up. Nancy just finished her Mountain House raspberry crumble. Thank you, Rick. We enjoyed raspberry crumble for dessert both nights. Seating, nice seating. Cooked our dinner with our jet boil. Don't like to carry that weight, but boy, it cooks fast. And both nights started my fire with some rotten white birch tree bark, which is the best fire starter you could possibly imagine. So all in all, a great trip so far, right?
Yes.
Good morning. Sunday, August 23rd. Great night out on the Loyalsock Creek. But now, the hike up the hill back to the top of the hill. And several miles back to the car. Final descent down to the Loyalsock Creek. So what do you think of your first backpacking trip?
You get an A+ though.
I get an A+ or you get an A+?
Oh.
I would say you get an A+.
Okay.
And I feel all the faint morning light, filled with hope, 'cause you're here in my life. And we've gone from the edge of our souls, made it back to a place we call home. You see me through. I was alone in the dark, and the fear was my truth. Yeah, all the things so human and flawed. I'll break down even though I'm still strong. In time, we'll make fools of us all. Build us up and then laughs when we fall. You pull me through when I'm alone in the dark and the fear is my truth.